YouTube, what is up? It is Let back with another trade recap. Today I took one trade and I'm up $810 today on evaluation accounts. So I'm gonna get into the trade recap. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today. Realized my trade recap yesterday was a little bit long and a little bit ranty. So I'm gonna keep this a little bit more short and sweet. So past 2 days been really good for me. I have my two 50K accounts here, and it doesn't show it because it's a different trading day technically. But today up $810. Yesterday $1,500. We are currently sitting about $600 away from passing the accounts, which is very good. Yeah, so let's hop into the charts. So, coming into the day, what I recognized was this. Well, marquees was this new day opening gap. So I marked this out. Zoom down. I'll also replay once we get down to the lower time frame, but I zoomed down. I just wanted to see if we would come down to this new day opening gap, if we would, and how we would respect it. Coming into market open, there was this 4-hour inverse that we had already inversed before market open. So I was bearish. I wasn't really looking for too much. I didn't really have any bias other than maybe bearish. I might take shorts, but there's really no targets, to be honest. So I was just kind of loose coming into market open. Just wanted to see price build. So coming down to the 1 hour, I'll back it up to about here. Okay. Nothing too crazy in the 1 hour. We are in this 1 hour gap. And I guess we'll just go down to 15. So I'm gonna mark out London highs and lows. This is the next thing I did. So we got a London high and we have London low down here. I didn't really bother with Asia because Asia dumped like 400 points during Asia session, so I didn't really bother because there's really I didn't see price going all the way up here, so so I just didn't bother marking it out. So now we're down to the 15 minute. It's about 8:45. Okay, so this is around market open. Now come down to 5 and then right at market open, dump. I just wanted to see how far we would dump, and we ended up coming down into this new day opening gap that I marked, and I'll mark out the fib. I don't usually use new day opening gaps or fibs, but I just thought we're in this is a confluence, and this is an area that we're in, so I might as well mark it out and see how price reacts off of it. And it did react very nicely. This 30-minute closed beautifully. It came down, tapped equilibrium, wicked a little bit lower, and closed all the way back up here. So that was pretty nice. Down on the lower time frame, there was an entry around here. You could have gone long on this retrace down here. You could have gone long after after one of these moves, but I wanted to stay patient due to taking a big win yesterday. I didn't want to take anything really just because of these 5 minutes. I didn't really know if they would get inversed. There was no SMT or anything, so I wasn't super confident in in this move right here, playing out to London highs, which is we have a lot of low resistance liquidity here. So, this is a good target. I just wasn't sure if this was going to get inversed. So I just wanted to make sure and have a lot of confidence first, which would mean getting a 5-minute inverse or a 15-minute inverse, as we did get. And this is actually when I entered my trade. But first, I entered on ES first. And this was because ES inversed both of these 5 minutes here. It inversed both of these 5 minutes before NQ did. So we had this 5 minute right here. And on this candle, it got inversed. But NQ is already right down here during that. So I entered on ES about probably here. And ES had 3 dead equal highs resting right here at London highs. Dead equal. So that's a very strong draw on liquidity. I believe I had stops like right there or something. But mistake was probably up a little bit higher. Where was it? Probably around right here. But mistake, I took my position off right about here. Very stupid decision. There was an SMT here, and I did not like the hesitation. There really wasn't much hesitation. I took it off too soon. It was a bad close, but I would have. I would have been up a little bit more, but I just decided to take it off for early for some reason. I just didn't want to get back any profits from the day before, and I just wasn't too confident. I just didn't like the hesitation, even though it really wasn't that crazy. So bad takeoff, can learn from that. Just that shouldn't happen again. However, right after that, I came over to NQ, which did end up inversing this 5 minute right here. And on this candle, I believe was, the 15 minute got inversed as well. So solely based off 15 minute confluences, how we had manipulation down here at market open, very clean manipulation leg. Tapped, rejected out of this new day opening gap beautifully, came up, inversed this 15 minute. Now what would I expect? I would expect price to run all this low resistance liquidity, rebalancing us on the higher time frame to one of these imbalances up here. So I really just entered all 15 minute confluence, and I hopped in probably right about here. I think it's on this next candle I entered. I was right about here. I entered targeting London highs, stops below 15 minute fair value gap. This was due to the 15 minute model. I didn't have, again, like the short I took yesterday. I didn't really have any 1 minute confluence on this. I was just looking at the 5 minute and the 15 minute. Got an inverse targeting low resistance liquidity all the way up here. So it ended up hitting in 2 candles on the 5 minute. And then from here, I left a runner up to this fair value gap up here. So I left one for there. So here is not a mistake per se, but I realized I was probably at this point about $500 away with my runner from passing my account. So what I did was actually kind of big brain if it played out, but so I had my one runner position, and it was around here. So I decided to add one more contract to my position, which moved my fill up to about here. And I moved everything to break even. So it would either be break even or I would have more position size to run to my next TP, which would allow me to pass my account or be very close to it. I think it would have passed my account though. So that would have been big brain, but this candle came down, swept this low inside of this 5 and 15. It tapped this 15-minute and then decided to pump to TP. So if I would have just left my runner on, it would have milked out another couple $100. But I'm not upset because I was being a little bit more aggressive to try to get my account passed. It wasn't really it was controlled aggression too, because I just moved my stops up. It's no different than trailing my stops up to here on my one runner. I just added a contract, so it moved my fill up to about here. So I put my both stops at break even. So I would have either broke even on the runners, still up 800 on the day, or I would pass my account essentially. So I feel like that was a smart move. It's just the fill got moved a little bit higher than, yeah, I mean, I'm not upset. I like that move. I like the aggressiveness there. But that was pretty much it actually. So that was the trade I took. Let me know if you have any questions. I am currently 600, about 700 away from passing my accounts. So let me get back. Yeah, that'll probably wrap up the trade recap. I try to keep this one shorter than the last one. Yeah, we're about 12 and a half minutes. Nice little short trade recap. I just got to make sure moving forward for the rest of the week that I'm staying disciplined and making sure I'm not taking any subpar setups. The goal for the rest of the week is just to make sure I don't lose the gains that I made so far the past 2 days. My goal is to protect capital for the rest of the week. The only trades I would be taking are like clean setups. Like they would have to be as clean as the setups I've took today and yesterday. Nothing that I'm not confident in should be taken, and that's my goal. So I'm gonna try to stay disciplined and not look for anything too crazy. If I do see my setup, and if price action continues to be clean like it has been the first 2 days of the week, I'm gonna take a trade, but I can't expect price to be this clean the rest of the week. So I'm just gonna go into the I'm just gonna go into the next few days with no expectations, and if I see the setup I want, I'll take it. And it's simple as that. That's how easy trading is. If you see your setup, you take it. If you don't take it. And that's pretty much all you need to do, and have good psychology. So that'll do it. That wraps up the trade recap. I'll see you guys later.